taking a look at Stellar Tactics. It is a turn-based, squad-based RPG in which at some point you get your own ship and you can explore 10,000 randomly generated sectors, within which I assume to be planets, to explore, asteroids to mine for materials so you can sell them. You can outfit your dudes in your ship to take down some pretty horrible baddies, and I assume you could just go around being a total badass and pirate and just killing everybody you see. I'd imagine. I don't know. It is still very much early access, as it says it is pre-alpha version 0.005, so a very long way to go. The developer has been working on it for a few years though, so I feel like most stuff is kind of sort of in some form. It just needs general, more everything, and then obviously balance and polish. But I thought I'd take a look at it, see what it is. It might fill my sort of XCOM itch that I get, that sort of squad-based RPG. Well, RPG. Squad-based tactic game, I suppose. It might fill that itch, so we'll head into the new game. Word of warning, the tutorial is quite long. Go for that. The tutorial is quite long, so you might want to be skipping ahead if you get a bit bored with it, but it's a lot of running around, killing very basic enemies. I never finished the tutorial section, if you will, so I'm not sure what to really expect afterwards. For all I know, the game is sort of in a borderline unplayable state. I don't know. I hope not. But we're generating our whatever now. It locks up for a bit. It saves to 10,000 sectors, then locks up again, and then we'll be in character creation. This whole process will take roughly 6 minutes or so, I think it was. Yeah, that's roughly 6 minutes. So now we're into character creation. As you can see, the game follows sort of it's like a early 2000s aesthetic, and I kind of like it. But some people are obviously gonna hate it. My favorite thing here is the faces. I love the faces. These are just fantastic. It's like Perfect Dark faces, where it's a realistic photograph of somebody's face just sort of wrapped around a low polygon model, and it's this excellent juxtaposition between somewhat realistic and just completely cartoonish that just makes it hilarious for me. Oh my god, some of them are just absolutely terrifying. I love it. Oh, that's perfect. Oh my god, that hair though. Oh my god. Perfect. Okay, anyway, that's great. I never saw that face before. This is the character creation. I'll sort of run through it and then I'll make my people, and I'll see you then. We've got basically special over here, although it's actually speciad because dexterity is instead of luck. But it's pretty much as you'd expect, although a lot of these, I think it is agility. Yep, agility does initiative. Dexterity does initiative, charisma does initiative, and intelligence does initiative. And I think the reasoning behind that is that if you're somebody who is more about talking and you're not really a good fighter, you can still go heavy intelligence and charisma, just an example, and still have a pretty decent initiative. So you'd be able to sort of run away at the start of combat. Though I'm a bit afraid that the enemies that you fight, they still have access, presumably, to the same stat table. So the enemies that you'd be fighting also have high initiative. So I don't know how it's gonna work. We'll see. Again, it's early access, so a lot of balance and all that is lacking. So we'll go along with it and see how it goes, and I'll give feedback and all that as we go along, as I tend to do. But we can't go below 5 on that stuff. We can go over 10 though. So when it comes to making a character, I'll probably reach for extremes and see what happens. Same deal with the skills. We only have 4 skill points to spend, which doesn't seem like a whole lot to me. I can, for example, boost pistols to bring it up to a whopping 5, which isn't that fantastic. You get, I think it's like talents every 20. Every 20 points of skills, you get sort of a talent to help refine your character. And you can choose one of 3 skills, or one of 3 talents rather, per tier, I suppose. So that's kind of cool. I'm looking forward to that. It's just we don't have many points to spend at the start, so it's difficult to specialize somebody because the difference between 1 and 5 doesn't seem to be that much to me. But in any case, we have combat skills, and then down here is actually a completely different section where we have an additional 4 points to spend. We got the crafting, hacking, first aid, repair, sort of just like miscellaneous almost trade skills. And then you've got these all relate to, I believe, the ship. Whenever we get that far. I never got that far. I only played for like an hour or so just to sort of learn the game. So I knew what I was actually talking about, so I could make it a little more perhaps interesting to watch. And just to see sort of what it was all about and made sure it recorded okay and all that. But anyway, we'll handle that as time goes on. But again, same deal. The skill of 5 for weaponry per se. It's like you could go, oh, I'm a pilot. Oh, such pilot. Like we're scrubby. We're horrible. 5 out of 100. That's terrible. So I don't know. I feel like maybe 10 points would be a bit better. Maybe. I mean, obviously the trick is that if I had 20 points to spend, I could just put all 20 in and I start with the talent, which may not be that bad. Depending. I don't know. In any case, I'll make the characters and we'll be off. First up, we've got Wheatley, who is probably going to be sort of guy with knife type thing. He's got high dexterity for good melee damage, high endurance, so he's a decent frontliner with high armor class and seemingly high hit points. And a little bit of agility just for a bit of dodge and a little more initiative. He doesn't have very much strength, which is a bit of a concern because this applies to melee weapons and all that, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. One-hand melee though, so again, guy with knife, and then crafting, hacking, and electronics, whopping 2s and 3s out of 100 rather than 1. I don't think that makes too huge of a difference right now. Just that sort of little, I guess, edge, I suppose. It's more of like a marker for your note to self for future, I suppose. And voice is hard to hear because it sort of mixes into the music. There's no volume sliders in the game. It just kind of is what it is.
Haha, take that! Looks like that hurt. Looks like that hurt. What do you know? Looks like I learned something.
I'm not evil at all.
Oh, that looked like it hurt. Stay back. They're all mine.
Damn.
A noble victory to a noble... You don't expect me to carry all this, do you? Here we go. Seems like I've improved a little.
Sure, we'll go with that one. Next up, we've got Judith Starbright. High perception, high intelligence. The goal with them is hopefully... I was originally going to go sniper. But then I thought, you know what? Let's go crazy. Let's go with explosives. We got A point in rifles. But if we specialize in explosives, it could be really nice for turning the tide of battle. Hopefully the high perception allows them to throw them far, maybe? I don't know how it works. Not really sure. Never played around with explosives, nor did I play around with big guns that I also want to check out. Your ship stuff is weaponry and targeting. Oh, and voice.
Why did we come here again? Let's kill them and take their stuff. How's that for a trick shot?
Oh yeah.
Did anyone get any boo-boos?
Yeah, we'll give you the annoying voice. I do it with love. And Werelax, the big guns guy. High strength, so we can actually tote it around because there are things with strength requirements apparently, and I'd imagine big guns would have a pretty hefty strength requirement. His other thing is charisma. He'll be the talking guy. He walks softly and carries the big stick, so I figured high charisma, why not? A little more dexterity, a little more perception. I don't know how much 1 point will really affect it. Part of me just wants to go all strength, all charisma. But big guns and mining is what I went for with him. And voice.
What is this place? Yeah, more firepower.
Yeah, I think we have to go with that one.
Nothing we couldn't handle. This is a nice find.
Oh yeah.
Ah, shiny new armor.
I'm the charismatic leader with a really big gun. And little me, we've got with intelligence and dexterity primarily, and a little more perception. Their thing is pistols and mostly first aid, a little bit in repair as well. Seemed fitting. And voice.
All right. That's a beauty. Critical hit. Fun time. I'm here if you need me.
Nothing we couldn't handle. Can't stop me now. Level up, nice.
What accent is that?
I knew we could do it. Can't stop me now.
Level up. Right in the sweet spot. Time for some target practice.
Yeah, sure. Why not? So we'll try this. We've got pistols, the big guns, explosives, and melee. I don't see it working very well, but we'll see. We'll play it by ear. Worst case, our other skills aren't that far behind, so we can adjust on the fly. Again, the tutorial is kind of long. I'll breeze through it a bit, and I'll just kind of give you the general what's going on. But if you want to skip ahead, definitely feel free to. As I said, I'll sort of just explain what's going on. There's a lot of dialogue, and there's no voice for it. But as you see here, we woke up in these pods of sorts. We were actually in cryosleep. Dr. Ramus, or Doc as he wants to be called, he's the one who woke us up, and it's because we're on this massive ship, and there's, I believe, 4 of these massive ships that are sort of like the last bastion of the human race. We're on our way out of wherever we came from because this virus called the phage, P-H-A-G-E. There we are. It's basically the zombie virus. It turns people into effectively zombies, and it's spread out of control, and we have an instance of it on this ship, and it's actually mutated at an extreme rate. So we were woken up to help out. We're apparently an elite squad that he didn't even know actually existed in this room. This room had always been locked, so we didn't actually know we existed. But he's woken us up, and he's hoping we can help out and secure the ship, because obviously we can't have a zombie outbreak on the ship. The UI will be showing up here, I believe now. No? In a little bit. Okay, yeah, here it is. This is the data implants. This is the UI. Yay! Again, old school aesthetic. And just general whatever. If I hold control, it highlights interactable objects. It's a bit annoying because you find the entire time you're holding control throughout the entire game, because interactable stuff isn't, it's not terribly obvious. I mean, we have 4 of the exact same locker here. This one can be opened, the others can't. Bit annoying, but that's fine. Shotgun shells and a small health pack, okay. And this guy. Roughly the same. So I'm curious on our loadouts. This is the shared inventory here. We have 55 backpack space, and then ammunition. All of this stuff is shared between the entire squad, so you don't have to worry about, oh, who has all the ammo? We all have all of the ammo. So it's quite convenient in that regard. Weapon attachments here. Devices, things like hacking tools, I'd imagine repair tools and all that. We'll be getting that pretty shortly. We start with an iron bow knife. Piercing, really? Alright, definitely looks like a slashing. And then the KR standard issue rifle. We sort of get automatically outfitted with whatever works best for us. So we've got the shield that absorbs some damage, but this guy doesn't absorb very much at all. It absorbs 5% kinetic, which is basically nothing. This basically doesn't do anything. But it'll absorb the damage 3 times, 3 charges. Charge rate 1, so it recharges once per turn. Energy cost 20%, not sure what that is precisely. This shield, though, it's basically trash. It's rubbish. It barely exists as a shield. It is absolutely horrible. But hopefully we get a new one eventually. You've got the shotgun and pistol. Okay. You... That is just the rifle and pistol. And rifle and pistol, okay. Alright. We didn't start with any explosives, so we'll have Little Me here because they're pistols, not with not rifles. We'll have you switch with G, that was it. So you have that. You were explosives. I was hoping it would give us like grenades or something, but it didn't. But we have a point rifle, so that's fine. Nice thing about the rifle is we can hit F and switch to burst fire mode, costs 5 AP rather than 3 AP. So that's kind of nice. You can switch mode for free. So we'll put you on, we'll probably just leave you on single mode for now. And then we've got, you were one-hand melee, so we'll have you, whoops, switch over to G, where's, I can't switch to the, oh, there we go. Oh, it's T, not G. Okay, yeah, that's piercing. Alright, yeah, okay, the icon's, generic icon. Okay, fair enough. So you've got that. It only takes 2 AP, which is really cool, so you can just, like, stab the shit out of somebody. I like it. I almost wish I gave you a really high crit chance. I wonder if that'd be a cool thing. And then next up was, you've got the rifle, you've got big guns. I can't really do much for you, so you're just gonna have to rock the assault rifle. So we're rocking knife, assault rifle, and handgun. That'll work for now, I suppose. I guess. The UI is a bit finicky. I can rotate camera, holding the right mouse button does that, but the right mouse button is also the move button. That's just him explaining the phage and what the ship is and all that, and the fact that he woke us up. We are after Jason Taft was murdered by Emily Jensen. Emily Jensen is a lead immunologist. She's the one who apparently, I don't know why it's strictly put her down. I don't know if he realizes that there's more people who are taken by the phage. We need to rescue people who are alive. Situation stabilized immediately. Can I continue with our mission and revive replacement crew members until the situation is solved? Right. Below deck, there's this like giant facility where there's tons of people are in cryo. So obviously we need to stop this before we let them out. Otherwise, we'll have a massive issue on our hand. So our first goal is to manually override emergency protocols at the 4 engineering stations. On this floor, it's just 2 hallways to the left and to the right. To open up the elevator, and we'll head down and take care of her. Yep. So I don't know why specifically her though. I may have just like glanced over it when I was reading this off camera. I don't really know. But we've got, it's this control panel here is one of them. There's nothing else in this room. We'll use that. Log updates. There are 4. 1 over here. And I think, yep, that box can be opened in this room. We'll go ahead and do that first thing. And then there's a hallway on the other side that has 2 consoles as well. A ruined cane. This item is worthless. The merchant will pay a couple credits for it though. And that's this side. This door just leads into the back room that leads to the elevator. It is locked though. If we approach it, it'll tell us the door is locked and we can't proceed that way. Actually, you know what? Curious, because I know what's in this next area. I have single movement on. And we just have these 2 people head on over. And they don't remember the positions and I can't select both of them, so it'd have to be literally just one person. Alright, we'll go squad movement, that's fine. The combat tutorial's in the next room. It's not a very difficult fight, but I was just wondering if I could take advantage of the environment and get a really sweet flanking thing going on, but it's the game is very early access, as I said. It's pre-alpha, so it's like, whoa. So, you know, there's a lot of little things. Like in this, I can't hold, I'm using W, S, A, and D to move the camera. I can't hold W and D to go diagonally. I have to go W, then D. Sometimes the movement order isn't registered because it tries to rotate the camera instead, because I have quite a sensitive mouse. Just little things like that. It's a little quirky, a little finicky, lacks polish, but that's fine. It's early access. I've come to expect these things. I'm brutally forgiving when it comes to early access, it seems. Yeah, and sometimes like it doesn't register. It's left click to use it, not right click, which is a bit awkward. I'm glad it's not right click, because then it's right click for everything. But left click, and sometimes left click doesn't register, and the game's locked at 30 frames per second. Can't seem to fix that, but that's fine. It sort of matches the old school aesthetics. I almost like it. I get used to it. I could see some people throwing another shit fit about it though, so I don't know if it's an intentional decision by the developer to leave it at 30 or not. And there we go. Elevator's activated. We'll open up our log. We don't know where we are. That's the character sheet. That's the equipment screen. Override elevator lockout is the only mission that we've got. Yes, it's to override the elevators, which are currently locked down by the emergency system. We've done it. Excellent, so we can move on. Head down the elevator and take out what's her butt. As he says. Won't be able to get to the vats. The vats are the cryo sleep thing. There's a shitload of people. Each vat contains 260 human beings. There's 8 vats per module and 60 modules on the ship. So fun maths. It's a lot of people. And he's just detecting somebody around the corner. Sorry I'm skipping through all this. It's literally just tutorial. It's a lot of flavor text. I've explained, I think, just about everything that he said so far. Just sort of paraphrased it. But we'll round the corner, and because, yeah, so far enemies have always been able to see me before I see them. The enemies have very, very good perception. But the enemy is somewhere over here, as you can kind of tell, because, you know, dead body over there. But they've seen us. So that affects turn order, but apparently our initiative with, which one were you? The Judas Starbright is high enough that we still get to go first. So we will. Combat's really iffy because you get current action points left over. How many we'll have after we do the current action? The current action, when I just hover over, it updates eventually, is movement. I can't see the movement path. I can't change the movement path. I have to just walk them through it. But you run into the issue where, like, if I were to go to this pixel here, it'll take 1 left. But if I move just a bit further, it sort of just, it rounds it. So sometimes you get into awkward position. It's tiled based, but you don't see the tiles, and it throws you sometimes in some environments where it's like, oh, I want to go around this guy, but it's like, oh, well, he's like sort of, you know, he's on seeing the tiles is a bit tricky. I'll see if I can give you an example of it later, but we'll just move up. The enemy is still unseen, so I'm gonna imagine they're way too far away to really do anything about it, so we will just take this opportunity to kneel for 1 action point, improves our accuracy, and we'll end turn. And then we've got little me here, the medic. We'll move you up behind Judith. You'll stand. We'll just have you sit and wait. You've got the knife. We'll have you charge. Full steam ahead. I wish I could see tiles so I could just at a glance know, oh, okay, this is this far away. Because you're dealing with the AP system here. And now it's the enemy's turn. God damn. Their initiative is horrible. Okay. This is like they saw us first, but we all got to go first. Okay, there they are. It's Kelly Masters. We can actually attempt to pick off the legs from here. Another sort of quirk that I have with this game, or another quirk that the game has, whichever, is aiming at body parts. It's on a pixel per pixel basis rather than just averaging the entire body part together. You can see some areas there's 0% chance, some areas there's 1% chance. And in some cases, it can be as major as 79% chance or like 86% chance, which is pretty significant. That's typically torso up close. So hopefully. So it's just something to keep in mind. It'll take a little while to aim at the proper part. I don't really know what to do with you. I guess we can set up a sort of firing squad here. crouch, and turn. I'd like to have you just wait, but I can't defer my turn. Same with you. As far as you go, I'd like to pull this guy in a position like around a corner where I'm standing on the corner and the enemy's here, but I can't really do that because your initiative is too low. Oops, I didn't mean to move there, I just want to rotate the camera. We'll see if this will work. And then face that direction, left click, and turn. They'll move up. I don't know how much AP they've got. Okay, not a whole lot. Well, let's move up, stand and move. You have 5 left over, so we'll switch over to burst fire mode and go for, see, this is what I'm talking about with the percentages. As low as 62%, 57% somewhere, 61% in torso, 66%. Quite a lot of variance. We'll just go for there, I suppose. 14 damage, hit the head. Thought I aimed for the torso. Maybe I did and they missed. 2 AP to fire, so we'll just move you over here. My firing squad idea was sort of broken. 78%, sure, I'll take it, why not? She's got a pretty good amount of health. We've done 20 damage so far. They're almost at half health, so they've got probably 42 health or so. And you will just move up and burst fire. Torso. Obviously, targeting specific body parts, you can cripple limbs, and they all do different things depending on what you crippled. So she's moved up, and she's got just a full AP suite to just beat the shit out of Wheatley. Shields down, took the three charges, but again, the shield wasn't really absorbing very much anyway. Shields back up. We only have 1 charge because it recharges once per turn. And now it's my turn. We'll just stab the shit out of you. Yeah. 76%, that's a little better. Yeah, that ain't bad. 5-6 damage per swing. That's really not that bad. Annihilated. Jesus, Wheatley, you did like 20. You did 21 damage to her that turn, and you even missed once. That's insane. Right, she's dead. No. So I'm guessing he didn't know that there were other people, so he's originally just like, oh, take care of this one person because they were infected with the phage or whatever, so we have to end that before it gets too bad. But it's already gotten too bad. People are already dead and already turned. So like maybe he doesn't realize. God, that high-pitched noise is really loud. I'm gonna have to you probably don't hear it because I probably fixed it in editing, but it is most certainly there, and it is most certainly annoying. That's just some other guy, some flavor text. This is the door that led to the other consoles. That's why I wanted to sort of maybe get a flank type thing going, because after I did those 2 consoles over there, these doors open, so I could send down a couple guys here and a couple guys over there and see how the AI handles that, but oh well. Head over here. This is... right, that's the elevator. What was this way? I don't think I checked over here last time. Activate control panel to proceed. Ah. Not active right now. Alright, fine. Maybe hacking skill later or something, or perhaps it just does it later on. Captain's quarters, alright. There was another room over here that we could go to. That was the... I forget the room, but that's where Doc said he was, I believe. So we can't go to the vats as he said. It is currently locked down, so we'll head to the crew deck. And this floor is... it's a bit lengthy. It's a lot of the same. The hallways look a bit of the same and all that. This is the crew deck, blah, 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 blah. Yep, sounds good, excellent, cool. Anything to loot? What's that over there? Oh, a fan. Lootables. Lootables, no, nothing. I don't see anything. Alright. Moving on.